Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. Bob says, good morning, y'all. I have been looking forward to this office hours, and boy, Lane and I have been too. Karen says, hello, everyone. Here's to a new crazy week of changes. LOL. Hopefully, next week things will fall back into place and work awesome. Sorry, I've
I want
got
to
my
know who's
other.
ready to learn about some automation.
Yes,
It's gonna
let's
be
go.
fun.
This is going to be so good. All right, you guys, as we kick off, I have Lane joining me. We've been talking about this for a little over a month now, and I'm really, really excited. Lane is the king of automations and has graciously agreed to come chat with us and tell us all about the automations. I always want to say animation. So if I say it throughout, you guys just pretend I said automation. The automations that he's built, things he sees that we could be doing, and all of those good things. He also, I know, has told me that he has some examples to show us. So I'm excited about that. But before we kick off, see, it's on this side on my screen. You guys, he has a site over here that you can go check out, sign up for his email list, follow along. And I was going to give you guys just like a brief update on two things that we talked about 2 weeks ago, and then we'll jump in. So, but first, Lane, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Excited to
To
have
to
you.
to just kind of double tap on the email list, I actually have a freebie of prompts for you guys that I actually use in my automations. Two good ones in there. And I'm hopefully going to be able to show them to you guys like in action on the call. So if you want to go and get those so that you guys can implement them as well, that's it right there. I'll put it in the chat too.
Perfect. Yes. So Lane and I were kind of joking about this before we hopped on, but it's like, now Lane has so much of his processes automated that now he can start working with other people and helping expand that knowledge base in a way that helps the community with, emails and uh, demos and also the freebie prompts. So you guys definitely take advantage of that. So my two quick updates. One, last week I was at New Media Summit, which is why we didn't have office hours, and it was super interesting. This is a conference that started as a conference for newsletter writers and people who are like creating and monetizing newsletters. Super fascinating. It's interesting to think that we came from like e-zines all the way through like to where we are with video content, and newsletters are currently like the place to be, content creators who are writing and creating. It's really interesting. So learned a lot there. But the second thing that I wanted to tell you guys was 2 weeks ago, I let you know that I am helping one of my kids get set up in Amazon Influencer. And I let you guys know that I had submitted first 3 videos for on-site approval for that account, and I had gotten rejected for video quality. And I have, Lane, I don't know if you hold this opinion, but I have long believed that that is like a blanket rejection reason, and it's not actually the reason. It's almost always engagement on the social media channel that you got approved with. So I took, I think 2.5, 3 weeks and went back to the TikTok channel that we got in with for this other account, ran some ads, posted every day, rebuilt the engagement, and then submitted 3 more videos and got approved that time. So I wanted to share that with you guys because for a lot of us, it's been a long time since we went through the approval process to get into on-site content for Amazon. And so it's been pretty fascinating. So here are the things that I want you guys to know, whether you are just getting started or whether you're OG. One, like applying with the TikTok account, it was like 60 days, 90 days, somewhere between 2 and 3 months old when I applied, immediately approved into affiliate and into influencer. Within 24 hours, the account had access to creator connections. And then first round of on-site videos was rejected, but after spending a couple weeks focused on engagement on that TikTok account, got approved with 3 new videos. So I was pretty encouraged by that a lot of the things that we have kind of long believed to be true are still holding, and new information like Pinterest is now an available platform that you can be approved with. So, all right. Good morning, Pete. Brianna, good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, Lane. I
Yo.
just wanted to give everyone like a really quick 5 minutes, let everybody get logged in, but
Okay.
I would love to chat. I know you have demo and a lot of stuff for us today, so hit me.
Okay, so we're going to start this with an automation. I've got one of these things in. So I just thought about this too. This came from Logi, which I
Mhm.
think all of you guys are familiar with. If you're not, y'all can go to the website right there again. And I've got a link for Logi if you want to sign up for them. But they built an automation system that connects influencers with brands, and they pretty much automatically send you a product. You have to click a link in an email to be able to get it. So this came in, and I like to create content as fast as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Amazon right here, and I'm going to go ahead and scan the QR code. This is what I do for every single product that I go through. So I pull up the product right there, and then I do that. Sorry, I got a timer going off.
Reminding you.
Reminding me to put a video translating. Of course, right? All right, so I have that, and now I want to create some content for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my picture, just do a simple close-up, something like that. Something came in, nothing too fancy. And then I'm going to go into Amazon, and I'm going to go to my now I do this all on my phone. I can do it from my computer if I wanted to. I just find that it's a little bit easier to do on the phone since that's where my picture is living right now. But if I had pictures already on my computer that, I took and I downloaded to there, then you could do it that way. And so I'm going to just create a picture post. Sorry, I'm just getting it all set up right here. So y'all have seen all this before where you upload a picture, right? It's going to automatically detect it, which is super nice. The reason why I like to scan it is so that if it doesn't detect it correctly, I can go into the browse history to be able to get it. So I'm going to hit done right there. And then I'm going to add the caption. Hold on, it's thinking about its terrible auto AI generated caption that it's going to make for me. It's nice that they do that, but I don't find it helpful. So I'm going to put the kids are excited to make some fun shape shifting things with this cube.
Do you keep the hashtags that they give you or none of it?
No, I don't keep any of it. Yeah, since it's already highlighted, I'm not going to take the time to try and keep it in and whatnot. So I'm going to review the post, and then I'm going to save, and we are going to submit. So right now, all we did was post something onto Amazon, and that's what would happen with most of you guys, right? But whenever you build automations, you can have a tool come through and scrape all that data, put it into a Google Sheet. From that Google Sheet, share it out even further. So at the end of this call, we're going to let all that work, and we're going to go back in and hopefully it worked correctly. So that is a very advanced automation too. It took me a long time to figure out how to get something from Amazon into the Google Sheet because it takes that whole scraping process into it. But what I did is I just created content for this piece, which Logi likes, which I needed to do anyway, so that they will send me another product. Because if you don't create product with them, then it doesn't work. And so whenever I wanted to give this talk about automation, a lot, these tools do cost money. Like you have to have a certain amount of money to be able to run certain things, or certain things that you can do for free, which hopefully I can tap into if we have enough time. But there are cool things that you can do that it's an automation that you don't have to build. If you guys haven't looked at Rob's stuff that he's built in Oink lately, like it is absolutely amazing. The timer things that he set up, which is super, that's saves me so much time. I don't get rate limited much anymore because I can send some things into the back end. So I want to let you guys know that is one, if you're not doing that yet, definitely go and turn that on. That is just cash waiting for you, basically. And then the other thing I want to talk about real quick is YouTube. YouTube, whenever you upload, and particularly manually upload to YouTube, they kick off a whole bunch of automations as well if you have them all turned on. And two of them in particular that I want to kind of highlight here is one, the auto translations that they do. They will auto dub your video into about 20 different languages for you. And why do I bring that up? One, it gets your reach like way far out there. Like you're reaching a ton more people. And a lot of people don't know about this, but you need to go into your channel settings and turn it on or else it's not going to be there. So your homework for right now, like literally open up your YouTube. I believe it's in the bottom left corner. There's the settings button. You click that and then you click, I think it's either channel updates, and there's advanced tab. And in the advanced tab, there's a thing that I'm pretty sure everyone has access to it. You click the button that says translate my videos. And if you want to turn on like a pre-approval thing, you can do that. I don't do that just because I can't speak those languages. So I don't know if it's right or not, but I kind of trust YouTube in a certain sense right there.
Right.
So that's one thing. And that's huge because if you're using Genius links, the people who are watching in those foreign languages that it's getting translated to, they're going to be redirected to the correct Amazon store if you have all your Genius links set up. And I started working with Genius links 7 years ago now. And at first I was like, is this a scam? Like, what is this? I don't believe this, right? For $6 a month, you can do all this for me. And so what I did, I got, I'm kind of a in the weeds data nerd type of guy. And so I just searched on YouTube in quotes, http://geni.us/ and then close quotes. And what that's going to do is that's going to search all the descriptions on YouTube for that particular term. And I noticed that a ton of big YouTube channels were using Genius links. And that put me over the edge. One in particular was Linus Tech Tips. Yeah. Like he was using them. So I was like, okay, there's something legit right here. And so I turned it on. Another cool thing, if you already have a YouTube channel going, is they have a tool that if you just reach out to them, they can run for you.
We did that.
Yeah. You did that?
Yep.
And it turns all of your previous Amazon links into Genius links. So at the time in 2019, I had about 700 to 1,000 videos on YouTube. Yeah. I was uploading one a day for like 2-3 years. And I put forth that tool. I told them, hey, do this for me. And I immediately got that $6 back.
Yeah. All right. Before we keep going, I want to clarify one thing, and then I have a question for you in case anybody doesn't know. But for the YouTube translations, they're translating the subtitles, or are they dubbing the audio?
They're dubbing the audio.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that's huge because if you've ever looked at how much it costs to dub audio,
a lot.
Like it's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's crazy. Could you, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
Could you then, so for example, not every Amazon influencer geo supports English. Can you then, so like if I have it in YouTube auto dubs it in Spanish, could I download it from YouTube and then upload it to Amazon Spain? So
it's very tricky to be able to get that. This week, I figured out, in the code, there is an audio file of that. So you'd have to download the audio file. You'd have to remux it with FFmpeg to be able to put the two together and then be able to. Okay.
So possible, but difficult.
Difficult. Exactly.
Okay. And then my second question was, in case anybody doesn't know what Genius Links does, could you speak a little bit to kind of like those two major functionalities that Genius Links provides? Deep linking and geo specific.
Yes. So deep linking is just whenever someone clicks your link, in particular on a phone, whenever they click the Genius link, it's going to open up the page to let you be able to open up the Amazon app, which keeps your tag, your affiliate tag on that product while they're on the app. Otherwise, what's going to happen if you don't have a deep link is they're going to click your link. They're going to go to Amazon on the browser and they won't be logged in. And they're going to be like, I don't want to go through the process of logging in. So what they're going to do is they're going to shut down their browser. They're going to open their Amazon app and just research the title that was there. And then you are not going to get that affiliate commission right there. And so that's why Genius Links is so important. And if I remember the stats correctly, it's something like a 30% increase in affiliate commission because they're not having to jump through hoops to be able to make that happen.
Yep. The numbers on that are amazing.
Yeah. And so like I said, I've been with Genius Link for a long time. I know that there's other ones out there that do that. I just have been with Genius Links so long. They have a great API, so I can automate the creation of Genius Links. So they've just been amazing, and I've gotten to know the CEO very well and their team. I give them a lot of like product feedback and all that type of stuff. So yeah, love what they do. The other thing is the geolocation, and this is where you're going to make your money back once you have a bucket of videos on YouTube. So like I said, I made my $6 back because whenever someone in Canada clicks on your link, if you have in the back of Genius Links, there's a tab. If you go to Genius Links and you sign up, and there's a tab at the top called affiliate. You click affiliate, and then from there, you put in all of your Amazon storefront tags, your code, your affiliate code. And then once you have those set up for every single country, if someone clicks whose IP address, that's like your computer's address, if you will, goes to the correct Amazon store if you had it set up. And so if someone buys from Canada, you get that commission in Canada.
Right.
And so, I mean, I turned that on. I think I immediately started making like $100 a month just because I had that set up. And then now it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So
yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is impressive. She says 90 to 95% accurate, and she speaks 3 languages. So thank you for sharing that. That's
very cool.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who speaks Czech, and I think, oh no, Czech doesn't. There's another service that you can use that can, if you want to pay for like extra dubs, because you can upload your like original dubs to it as well. You know, there's like HN and all those types of things. I'm still waiting for YouTube to open up some APIs to be able to upload these, extra dubs. So if you want to get to, and just to let y'all know, YouTube, so y'all may not know this, but if you go to the translations tab on a video, you'll see this, but YouTube supports like 190 languages.
What?
Yeah. If you go to youtube.com and you go to switch your language to all the different languages that YouTube will go through, they're all there. Or if you go, like I said, to the language tab on the back end of a video, you can click language, I think is what it's called. And then it'll show you like just a drop down. Hey, here's all the languages we support. So with my, automation stuff that I do, of course, I wrote an automation to translate all my titles and descriptions into all of those languages, because I figured as they're rolling out the auto dub, they're probably going to want to get more and more languages into there. And I will already be set with the titles and descriptions already done. Or if somebody speaks a language that's not auto dubbed, but they might know a little bit of like what's that word? Starts with Arabic, right? Like they could easily get the auto dub in Arabic, even though they may speak like Farsi, and it may be a close enough language for them to be able to understand the gist of it.
Yeah.
Then there's also the auto translation captions that YouTube automatically does. They just don't present it to you very well. So, for the customers that are looking in a different language, they can also turn on that as well.
He wants to know what an API is, like for a 3rd grader.
So I was actually thinking about this last night, like API. I couldn't even tell you what that stands for. All I know is that it connects 2 different services together so that they can talk to each other. Liz, do you know the exact?
I was like, I should Google it while Lane is still talking. But so it's an application programming interface. But Pete, the way that I think of this, because I am non-technical, right? I do interact with APIs, but the way I think about this is it's a behind the scenes handshake between two software programs, basically. So like when we think about an API with, for example, YouTube, there are a couple available, like where, well, let me see. I'm going to use Google Drive instead, because this is one that I used recently, where I used an automation through something that I was vibe coding. And because Google Drive had an API available, I could actually just like shake hands with that API, and it renamed 200 short videos with titles that I was pushing into it. So it basically, especially when we talk about automations, is the way where you can access, pull, and upload bulk data, bulk information across different platforms. So like when Lane's talking about an API connection, between one program and another, he's usually pulling data down from one, running it through an automation, and using another API connection on the back end to push it back up into another service, whether that's repurposing or whatever else. So the way I've always thought about it is just that back end handshake between the two programs.
Right. And the way that I kind of, a good, I think, use case that most people use this for is for like signing into something, right? Like you have the auto sign in for Google where you can just click,
Yep.
sign in with Google. That's an API connecting with Google with whatever service it is, so that they can get usually your email address and your name, so they can kind of connect the two together to be able to create an account for you.
Yep.
So that's all it is. So with uploading these videos to YouTube and whatnot, I use a service called repurpose.io.
Yep.
And what you do there is you connect your, say, YouTube channel as a source. And then so it's gonna pull from the YouTube channel through an API into Repurpose. And then you also connect like Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Snapchat, all the different other social medias that you want that video to go out to. And you're connecting all those through APIs. And then Repurpose is in the middle, is kind of the middleman to build out the workflow that's in between. So you're saying pull from here, manipulate it in some way, and then send it out to all these other platforms. And that's the API connection that's happening there. And so if you guys are not using repurpose.io, again, I got a link, right on the page right there. But yeah, it's so good because it's so easy to say. It's the easiest automation that you can set up once you have your videos on YouTube. You have to be like, get them on YouTube first, whether you do it manually or you automate it. And to kind of, I mentioned at the beginning the translation part with YouTube, the auto dubs, and I said manually at the beginning. So one of the issues that I'm running into right now is that since I've built out all of my automations through APIs, this is such a new feature that they haven't built out like the rest of the system yet. And so whenever I upload a video, probably 90% of the time, a video is not going to get auto translated. And that's why I said I have a video over here that needs to be translated. And so what I have to do is set a timer for myself. Oops, that wasn't the right one. So that I can get it to be auto translated, and then I upload from there. And that's one of the manual processes that I have to go through for that, which is very time consuming. So the next thing that I want to talk about is to be able to kick off an automation. You have to have data usually. And Fluencer Fruit is where I get that data from. So if you, in the case of the picture, no. But with all the video stuff that I do, like you need to be able to scrape the transcript and the image and the product image and all these pieces so that you can put it into your own system, kind of how Repurpose does, and you can make some magic happen there so that you can spit it out to this other service, right? And so if you go to your store, if you have Fluencer, if you don't have Fluencer Fruit, go get it. It's one of the first tools that I subscribed to. When did you launch Fluencer Fruit, Liz? 2 years ago?
April of 2023, and I'm pretty sure you were within the first week of signups.
Right. Yeah, and I've been using it every day since. It is my go-to tool to be able to kick off everything. And so if you go to your storefront and you have the tool running, you'll notice there's the little circle that's got the arrow down button. That is a download button to be able to get all of your data from Fluencer Fruit. And they do an amazing job of getting a big breadth of information. Although I'm still waiting for you to put in vertical and horizontal orientation.
I need to.
I'm just going to throw this at you. I know it's possible because I did it through an app script.
Actually, I don't have that on my list of requests from you. I need to
Really?
yeah.
I can that one to you.
Yeah.
But so they give you so much information, and what you do, you need a database of all this information. You can't do anything if it's just living in a CSV file, right? So you can throw it into Google Sheets, right? There's plenty of automation softwares that work with Google Sheets. I have found, because I'm a little bit more techie and a little bit more nerdy, I use a service called Airtables, and it is a paid-for service. Google Sheets is free. So again, if you want to use the free route, you can do that. But Airtable allows you to create other automations within Airtables. And that's where I create my Genius links, because you can run certain scripts and whatnot. So whenever certain fields are filled out in my Airtable, it's going to move it to a different view, like a different, think of it like another sheet within the Google Sheet. And once it hits that, another automation will kick off, and then something will fill out there, and then it'll move into a different view, and then another automation kicks off from there. So it's this string of automations that continue to go out. And so it's again, that is probably one of the more advanced ways to be able to get your videos up. And I had a guy help me build out that system. For you guys, what I would recommend, download your CSV from Fluencer Fruit. I do this every month. I download, pop all my data into the database, and then that's what starts to kick off all the automations. So what you could do is download your CSV, upload that to Google Sheets, and then from Google Sheets, you can have it move into an N8N, Zapier, or Make.com. Those are kind of the three big automation platforms. Zapier is the one that I got started with. It's the simplest, definitely more user-friendly. Make is kind of in the middle, takes a little bit of know-how to be able to get it up and running. But N8N is where you get like super nerdy, and that's where I live. I started off with the problem though with Zapier, and to a certain extent Make, is that they're expensive.
Yeah,
they cost a lot, and that's one of the reasons why I went to N8N. Like I was paying, I think it was $100 a month for Zapier to be able to run my automations, and then I moved over. I kind of skipped Make, because I was whenever I was getting into it, I noticed this N8N thing, and I was like, oh, this is a lot more powerful. And so I immediately jumped ship or I didn't immediately jump ship, but I started moving some of my things over and started building on N8N. By the way, that's in the letter N, 8, the number 8, and then in.io. I put all these tools and everything that I use, I put them on the website, dadreviews.org/automation. They are affiliate links, but if you want to go and just explore them, definitely something you can do. Another cool thing about N8N though is that like some people share, like they're called nodes. And so like you can just copy and paste them into N8N. It makes it super simple because it's all JSON scripting, which is nice. But with N8N, so you can connect an API, which we discussed, through into N8N or Zapier or Make or whatever. Oh, N8N. That's what I wanted to tap into. The pricing of that one, it's about, I want to say $20 a month for the cloud hosted version, which is what I would recommend to you guys. They do have a self-hosted version, which I recently just turned over to like 2 weeks ago. I think I turned that on. But that is how you can run N8N for free. It's just self-hosting. You have to make sure that everything's up and running all the time to make sure that your automations work, right?
Who are you hosting with? I know you're self-hosting, but where's your hosting cloud?
That is a good question because I don't remember.
Wondering. I use SiteGround, and so I was just wondering if you're over there too.
Oh, okay. Did I set it up through there? I honestly can't remember.
That's okay.
I use SiteGround too for my website.
Yeah.
So once you get N8N set up, whether you're in the cloud or self-hosted, however nerdy you are, like me and Liz, then you can connect your APIs with Google Sheets and N8N. And so you can easily bring in your data from Google Sheets. And now you have all that data in a workflow to where you can say, okay, after this Google Sheet node, let's put in a YouTube node.
Mhm.
And what we're going to do is with Liz's CSV file that you get the download link for your video.
Mhm.
And so with the YouTube node, you just simply, it's called a variable, right? And you just drag that variable over to the upload file portion of the YouTube node. And so whenever that automation runs, it's going to be like, so in like, you need a way to trigger it. Usually it's like a time-based thing. So you can set up a schedule node at the beginning.
Mm.
And so you have every day at 8:00 a.m., run this automation, look into Google Sheets and look for, somewhere in the data, whether it's the new line or new sheet or new whatever, updated sheet, click a checkbox over here, whatever it is. You need something that triggers it. And then it'll look at that particular row and it'll take all the data just from that row and it'll bring it over into YouTube, the YouTube node. Like you can use all the data over here on the YouTube node over there. And so that's where the power of it kind of comes into play. So let me go ahead and can I present? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, if you do the thing, I can add it to stage. So
Okay,
once you press on the plus there
sure,
and you pick, then it will give me the option to
allow. And oh God, I got to figure out which tab I need.
That's okay. While you do that, I'm going to answer a couple questions. Pete,
Okay, great.
We actually built this ability because it's an Amazon constraint when you're running all the way through 10,000 plus videos. It's 250 pages of videos, and Amazon actually has a constraint. So if you go into Creator Hub, there's a cog next to the check all video placement in that row. The far right one, the cog, gives you the ability to pick which pages you're scanning. So if you know how many videos you have and you can basically divide by 25, okay, you found it. Good. So it's page 400 to whatever else, and then it will fetch just those pages of your videos for you. And yeah, Lane was instrumental in getting that done for you guys because we had not tested it on a 10,000 plus video account. And so he reached out and was like, hey, we need this. So yeah, you guys have that there.
Right.
Actually, Pete has another question here. Is it better to self-host N8N or just cheaper? Are there additional functionalities available? Do you know?
There is additional functionalities because you're self-hosting. It can access hard drives and the command line. There's certain nodes that you have access to, which, whenever you get super nerdy, you might want, right? But you can always start out like what I did, started off in the cloud and then move over to self-hosting as well. It's just, it's going to take a day or two to be able to figure out how to move all those over, right?
That makes sense. Okay, so Bob says, for someone who is very non-tech nerdy and struggles with shiny objects, what's the easiest and best way to start automating? I have an opinion, but I wanted to hear yours before we...
Repurpose.io. That's number one. Yeah. Especially if you already have a YouTube channel set up, you literally just connect the things and then it'll share them out everywhere.
Yep.
All right. So this is N8N right here. This is the automation platform that I use. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Let me see my thing right here. So all these little boxes are called nodes, right? And so I'm just going to share with you guys this part right here, because this takes from my Airtable, which is where I keep all my data. It would be kind of like your Google Sheets. This just makes sure that it has all the YouTube stuff available onto it. And if it goes true, then it continues onto the automation. If it falses, then it'll just stop right there. You can add additional nodes to false though. So if you want to write an error handler into this to where it writes back to your Airtable or Google Sheets saying, hey, there was an issue here, you can do that. That way you can go through later on and kind of work on all your issued problems. I have it wait just 1 minute just because, you want to make sure it gathers everything and everything goes correctly because sometimes there's issues. And then right here, all we're doing is we're grabbing this file. This is so for me, for Airtables, it's going to be it's looking in the new post view. It's looking in this, crap, hang on. Get that. It's looking in this node right here. You see, it's called new post -YouTube send view, right? So it's looking in that node. So I'm pulling that data. Let me actually execute that just so y'all can get the data. So I'm going to fetch it, and then we're going to execute this one right here. It is ready. We're going to have to let this run for a minute. But once you let that run, in this node, all that data that's in your spreadsheet is going to show up right here. And then once you have all that data showing up, you literally just drag and drop from here to here. And so this is called an HTTP request node. This, again, N8N, it's going to be a little bit more nerdy, but what you're doing is saying, I want to grab this URL. And in this case, this is the download video link that's in that CSV file. So it's going to grab that video, basically.
And this is all happening, N8N is doing. None of this is manual. You're just like jumping into this to show us what the automation is doing, right?
Correct. Yeah. Once you build this, once you set it up, you're good.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else that you have to do.
While you're waiting for that, Danielle wants to know, don't you have a YouTube video specifically for moving Fluencer Fruit Amazon links into automated YouTube? Moving links automated into YouTube.
I don't think I understand that.
I think she means like, do you have a video walking through this? And Danielle, feel free to say more if you want to clarify there, but I think she means, do you have a video basically walking people through how to automate from the Fluencer Fruit CSV?
I don't have, I have a video of how to use repurpose.io. Again, that's on the website right there. It's like right at the top too. But no, and as I'm growing this automation stuff, I might start, doing a little bit more about that. I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of like giving away to you guys as much for free as I can. I don't really have a monetization scheme based around this, except for affiliate links for all the tools that I'm already using. And I try to keep that tool list updated. So as you can see over on the side right here, if y'all see me looking down, I've got another screen right here. This now turned green, and that's because it's saying we're good here. I recognize this node recognizes this particular field over here, and I can now move it into the next part of the automation. So we're just going to execute that step, and all it's going to do is grab that data. Watch. Gonna see, look, it grabbed this data right here. We got a nice little video file right there, how many bytes it is, all this data. And so we're going to go to YouTube, and you're going to set your nodes, your fields here in your nodes. So you have your title right here, which you already put on Amazon and is in that CSV. So you literally just move that node. See, look over here, you can click to the first node, that Airtable node, or for you guys, it might be Google Sheets. Go through here, find the title node, wherever it is. There's so much data in here. I don't know exactly where it is. But once you grab that, you just simply move it on over. Your category name, this is kind of a little thing that I do. If you don't want to do an expression is where you're moving data from a different node. If you just want it to be a fixed node, like your category ID on YouTube might be people and blogs, you just have to know the code number. It's number 22 for that one. I think how to is like 26. And so Mine's set up a little bit more advanced because I try to, since Fluencer Fruit gives you the category that's on Amazon, I set up playlists with every single category that's there.
Nice.
And I match the category with the playlist. And so I want it to go into certain ones. And so that's why I have a fancier node right there. Then, since we're sending a video, you need to go back and look at the download video. Where is it? There was the binary file. That's not it right here. The binary. This is only in an 8N. This is where I'd say it's a little bit more techy, but with Zapier, it's just going to pull in that link and you can throw that into the upload spot for that. So you're going to put in your data, and your data for your input binary field right here is this data field, which is this box right here. And you can view this, and it's just going to pull up the video, right?
Nice.
So it lets you can, just want to make sure that that as you're setting it up, you have the right thing there. But you just simply got to fill in this field right here as data, and it's this orange data right here, because you can rename these fields if you want to. And then from there, you can add in these other options if you want, like the default language is English, your description, if you want to have a description in there. You have the ASIN in that CSV. You could just type in http://dp/ the variable for the ASIN that you're going to get from the previous node / tag equals whatever your tag is. And what that does is that makes your description have an affiliate link for you all through the automation. If you want to add in the title again, you can just simply add in that and then put your node, your what do you call that? Affiliate link in there. If you want to, this would be getting a little more advanced. Put in an OpenAI node in front of this before you get to the YouTube upload, and have it say, hey, OpenAI, look at my transcript and create a YouTube description for me. And then whatever the output is from that, you just move that variable over into your description node right there. Does that make sense? So for mine, again, I use Airtables, and with Airtables, you can create formulas, so you can bring different fields together. And so I have it create certain fields for me that make it to where, watch, I'll open it up. It's going to create all of this for me.
Nice.
So this is a genius link that gets created in Airtable. This is just it goes back to the video on Amazon, because whenever I send out the videos through repurpose.io, which once it gets on YouTube automated, it's going to go to repurpose.io automated, and then it's going to send it out, but it's going to send them back also. There's some platforms where the link doesn't work. The link, a Genius link or whatever. And so I figured, if I could just add in the Amazon link, it at least gives them somewhere else to be able to go if they don't know exactly what they're getting into. On YouTube, it's cut up by chapters through Repurpose, and then it creates shorts for that. Shorts don't allow links, right? But if they want, then a lot of people, I get comments saying, "Oh, I didn't get the full video. What's going on?" Now, in all the comments of those videos, of all those short videos, watch the full video here. Here's the link, and it brings them to Amazon, right? And then this is a ChatGPT created description right here. It does all the good stuff, and then this is the title of the product from Amazon, which I get from the CSV. This is the Genius link again, and then this is another node in another workflow that creates chapters for me. So if you guys, I'll go through this in a minute. It's not automated, but in the email, if you sign up for it, I give away 2 prompts. One of the prompts is creating chapters for your videos and using your transcript. So what you're going to do is just grab your transcript, throw it into there with the prompt. You're also going to need the how long the video is, and if you want a keyword for it, and then it'll pop out some chapters for you that you can just copy and paste into a YouTube video as well. And then I have like, you want to work with us, you can contact us here. And then my FTC disclaimer, which is just in the node. If you want it embeddable, there's some other, these are all other options, you can set it. So let's go ahead and execute this step right here. And what this is going to do is this is going to actually post this video live right now on my YouTube channel. If everything works correctly, being that we have all green stuff right here, it means that it should work just fine. And that video will be live, and y'all can go watch me talk about a sponge. But what this is going to do is once the YouTube node is successful, it's going to give you that ID for YouTube right there, video ID. Once you have a video ID, now you can scrape through YouTube, just like we scraped through Amazon in the beginning. We can scrape through YouTube of all the different things that we could possibly use to be able to create more automations from there. Again, you're getting more data. And the more data you can have, the more you can manipulate it with the automations to be able to make new things happen.
Really quick, I want to take a minute and summarize for everybody who's like, because I know Karen said, I'm going to have to rewatch this like 20 times.
While you do that, though, real quick, I'm going to execute the rest of this automation right here. This is way more advanced, but I wanted to let you guys know like what's possible. So go ahead and talk, and I'm just going to click play.
Absolutely. While you get this. So for those of you following and feeling maybe like, okay, yes. To summarize, Lane takes the Fluencer Fruit CSV and uploads it to his Airtable. And from there, this automation takes it and does checks, runs it through these different like filters with OpenAI via their API to create the summary or the description, and connects with Genius Link to create that Genius Link. So all he's doing is uploading into Airtable, and then his automations do the rest. So basically, he's uploading manually to Amazon Influencer. Then at some point, he's pulling that information down, uploading it into this, and then his automation is doing the rest, right? So his automation is actually uploading it to YouTube, and then Repurpose is taking it and pushing it out from there, right? And so just to kind of like step back and do big high level of what is happening across this is how Lane is reducing the number of steps that he manually has to do to distribute his content in as many places as possible. So we stepped into the weeds so that you guys could see all of like the technical piece, but I want to kind of like zoom out and give you guys like a high level view of what is happening in this automation.
Correct. And so G-Webs just said that the sponge video was posted. Yes, it is. And I just put it unlisted because to run the automation again, I needed to run the full thing again. So another sponge video is about to go up right there. But I want to point out just, as we're getting into the weeds, see, look, it's starting to run all these other things, right? So I've got a VA that helps me out. This sends that video to a Google Sheet. So she can go in and she adds like in the screens and tags a product and all that type of stuff. We're going to have another wait node. This next one's going to create a top comment. So it's going to put a comment on the video that says, buy now on Amazon. Here's my Genius Link, right? Every day I go in and I have to pin that comment. That's one thing that you can't do via the API. I could have my VA go in and do it, but one, I kind of like to go in just to make sure everything's, kind of like a quality check type of thing. And then it's just like one extra thing that I have to do. Then it's going to set some settings. It's going to, put it into a playlist. It's going to upload some English captions because Fluencer Fruit gives us captions from Amazon. And I found that those to be better than YouTube. And so I manually upload those. Yeah. Sometimes YouTube, I think YouTube's getting better, but I think if you give it manual ones, they kind of favor it a little bit more. So I may as well give it what Amazon has already created. And then the next part is the cool part that I want to show you guys. And I'm going to show you guys this on another tab, and then we'll come back to this one. So on this is my Airflow. This is my Airtable. Every morning at 9 a.m., this gets put into this view. And this view runs an automation that's going to create a thumbnail for me for the YouTube video. And then it can automatically post it. These are older videos, and I want to go through and A/B test them. And so now I'm gonna like I do this every morning, and I didn't do it this morning so that I could show it off to you guys. So I'm gonna.
Fun.
That's not it. I want this link. So we have all of our data in Airtable. It's going to run through an automation. It's going to save all this data back to Airtable. I wake up in the morning and I look at this, and this is the automation run right here, which is what we just looked at, right? Except this is a smaller version because this is for older YouTube videos where I want to update the thumbnail for, because my thumbnails in the past weren't that great. So it's going to run through all this. This is basically, well, I'll go through. Let me show you the end results first. It's going to create this image right here.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, for what I was doing before, this is a lot more catchy, a lot more eye-catching. I think a lot of people are going to click on it more. And so I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. Let me download that. Then I can close this tab right here. Since I have the YouTube ID, I just made the formula for, look, I can show that to you guys. Edit field. In Airtable, this would be your formula to be able to concatenate the edit YouTube URL so that it just automatically, whenever you click it, it takes you to the back end of that video.
How close are you to letting it auto post?
With these old ones, so I'll get to that. Because the newer ones do auto post. Okay. But I go here and I run an A/B test because these are older videos, and this is something that you can't do with the API. But now I just simply take this and I upload that. I set the test, and then in 2 weeks I hit save. In 2 weeks I can go back and see, are these AI thumbnails working for me? Got it. I go back to my Airtable. I set this right here to testing. As you can see, that made it leave this view, but I've got this view right here, and these are all the thumbnails that I'm testing right now. Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah. So every morning I wake up, put another one going, and then I can go through testing and see if they're good. And then once I've chosen a thumbnail, I can mark it as done. It'll go into this view, and then it lets me know which ones are done. So that is thumbnails. The reason why I bring that up too, in the sign up, if you guys want the prompt for the thumbnails, that's in there. So if you just want to take it into ChatGPT, grab your transcript, grab this prompt, throw it into there, and create thumbnails like that. Like, people pay $20 a video for a thumbnail, for a good thumbnail. Yeah. Right? And this is the best that I have found that I can automate. That's so cool. So, we're still waiting. Is it still waiting? How long is this wait? Oh, there's a 5-minute wait. Okay, that's fine.
While you're waiting, you have a question.
Oh, good.
Clicks that Create Smiles wants to know, how accurate is the full repurpose process overall?
I'm not too sure what you mean by accurate. For the most part, it's set it and forget it. Every now and again, there might be a hiccup or something. I've talked to their support before whenever like a video didn't go out for whatever reason. Sometimes they're like upgrading some of their things and there might be a hiccup there. But it's from the past year, it's just been set it and forget it. So like I've got content going out on, I think, 10 different social media sites through them, just automated.
The thing I like and don't like about repurpose is that each repurpose flow is a separate one. So you can't just say like from YouTube to TikTok, Instagram, Shorts, or whatever else. You have to do from YouTube to Instagram, from YouTube to TikTok, from YouTube to Pinterest, or whatever the flows are. They're each separate.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that's because each one has their own nuances. You know, on YouTube, you can have a comment with a link or whatever, and there's an API to be able to post that. But on other platforms, there may not be that. Right. So it's just, again, the nuances of the platform. Now, you could, if you didn't want to use repurpose.io, you could definitely build out something like this in an N8N. I haven't done it yet just because repurpose is so much easier.
Right. Yeah. So, Karen wants to know how long the videos are that you're reposting.
So I've done anywhere from, I think 30 seconds might be the shortest one, all the way to, I think I've done like a 20-minute video before.
Nice.
because Amazon crunches down the video. It compresses the video pretty well to make the file size small enough to be able to run through all these types of things, because some of them have certain limits. But yeah, I've done lots of different lengths of videos there. Okay, look, hold on. Look, check this out. We've got a thumbnail for our sponge video. So let's check it out. Look, there I am with a sponge.
That's amazing.
And so if you now go to, how can I easily, I think I can go to this record right now. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see, I guess I could do that for you guys, right? youtube.com/dadreviews.
Such a good handle.
Oh, I know. I was so surprised that I got it back in 2017. So there I am right there. And if you compare that to the Amazon thumbnail, it's literally just me holding up the sponge. Like, it's a pretty terrible thumbnail. So, are we going over 12 o'clock? I need to know that.
We can.
Okay, cool. So hopefully you guys will be there too. So I've already kind of preloaded the prompt into my chat GPT here, but usually beforehand I have the transcript going in. This is the prompt for the thumbnail. So I'm just going to grab a random video of mine. I guess I should, let me grab a link, Dad Reviews. And what I'm going to do, actually, let me, hold on. We're going to do this over here so y'all can see it, because I want to show you how you can grab your link. So first of all, look at all these thumbnails. Like, these look, I would say, professional. And then you look at this one right here and this one right here, and they look terrible, right? I think I was testing the automation that day to try and fine tune it and whatnot, and they just didn't run. So I need to go back through and run those through. But I mean, these look so much better. And so whenever you want to run that, let me find just to make it easy, I'm gonna do a shorter video. I'm not actually gonna post this one. I just want to show y'all. If you use vidIQ, which is a YouTube plugin, and you go down here to your video, you got to click more, and then you click transcript. It'll show the transcript, and then you can grab it with all of the timestamps and everything. All you got, you can highlight like this, or you can just click right here with vidIQ and click copy transcript. If you want timestamps, you can do it. I recommend it for chapters, which we'll get into next, but I'm just going to paste it. I'm going to add in just to make sure this is pretty good. This is the transcript for the video. And then, actually, no, you know what? I don't even think I need that now that I think about it. What I need, hold on, is, where is it? Edit. So right here, where the thumbnails are, YouTube auto generates thumbnails for you. And so what I do is I right click on them and I hit copy image. And then I go back to ChatGPT and I hit paste that image. And I do that for all three of these so that ChatGPT knows a better idea of what this video is about. But as you can see, these images are kind of small, right? So I also grab, oh God, where is that video? I also grab a picture of myself. I'm just gonna, I'll just use, see if I can find a random one. Is me against the wall, like a white wall, and I just took a picture of me making a face, Lane face. Sometimes I title it that. Let me try Lane Jeff. That's one that I use for my profiles. A guy named Jeff took the look. We'll just use this one right here. Perfect. So I'm gonna put that one in there. And then Fluencer Fruit does give you the product image for that particular product. So if you want to use this in an automation, I am just going to take this Genius link right here and open that up. And I'm just going to right click and hit copy image right here. And then we're going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to paste that right on into there. So now I've got my face, I've got product, and I've got 3 stills from the video about what this video is, and then I've got this long prompt right there to be able to give it some context. And the type of context I'm giving it is like, what colors perform best on a YouTube thumbnail? We got this, get this data from a certain website that does this type of reporting. Do you want text on it? You can, you can go through and fine tune this prompt. If you want it to have text, say, hey, just add in a little dash right here and say, hey, I want some text on this. So it's going to give you like thumbnail concepts right here, right? Which is not too exciting, but you can say, I forgot to put generate an image, but you can just say, generate this image. I got to wait for the prompt to finish.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So now I'm just going to hit go, and then it's going to do its thinking, and we'll come back to that, because now let's go to this one right here. This is the chapters, which I would recommend for your videos, because whenever you can break up your video by chapters, YouTube sees that as as Google sees that for SEO reasons. So whenever you're searching on Google, and you know how sometimes it'll put forth a video for you, but it's kind of cropped to a middle part of the video.
Yeah.
It's using these chapters to be able to figure out what to show you, which is the best answer for that, right? And so if you can add in chapters to your videos, you have a better chance of showing up in YouTube search and in Google search, and in your YouTube analytics. If there's YouTube search, they give you the search terms right there, so you kind of have an idea of where these might be coming from. So what we're gonna do, we'll just redo one of these videos that I had. So we're going to input the length of a video. We'll just use this same one we've been using. It's 4:36. So I'm just going to type in 4:36. The main keyword, this one is some men's shoes. So let's do men's boots. Again, with automation, you can run it through an automation that opens up ChatGPT or Claude or whoever and says, hey, based on this transcript, what is the best keyword for this video? And then you could just input a variable right there for that. And then you have your transcript here, which you can get from your Liz download, or you can use vidIQ to be able to pull it up, or you can just, copy and paste it. I just like the vidIQ thing because it makes it quicker. And the reason why I do this sometimes is because there's videos that don't go on Amazon for me that I just want to be able to have, like travel videos or brands that are not on Amazon. So I'm going to click it with timestamps. You got to get the with timestamps, or it's not going to create the chapters correctly for you. Then you're just going to pop that right on into there. I'll go all the way down and I'll hit enter. And then we're just going to wait for that to populate. Now for mine, since I cut mine up usually to be somewhere around 20 seconds to 1 minute long. And the reason for that is because whenever I go to repurpose it through repurpose.io, Snapchat is the smallest one on there. Your videos have to be less than 1 minute. And so it breaks it up for me usually by that amount. Sometimes it's a little faulty or whatever, but there's your chapters right there. Copy and paste that, and you put it into there, and you are good to go. Let's go back to our thumbnail. Look, check that out.
Hey, wow.
Thumbnail. That actually came out better than I expected.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pete says I need those X-ray shoes.
And so, okay, so we started this. Remember, we started this talk with an automation.
Yeah.
We posted that picture. Let's go see what happened with that. If I can get, why can't I get that? Come on. Come on.
Doing that, Heather said, what are we signing up for? I missed it. This is so helpful, but so much information to absorb. So Heather, when you posted that, he was talking briefly about vidIQ, and he was using it to copy the transcript. There's a couple other things you can use vidIQ for though, but for the transcript specifically, you can actually just drag all the way down. vidIQ just makes it easier with a one-click copy there.
Right. And that's the main reason why I use that vidIQ plugin. All right, did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Might not have worked. Dang it. Dang it. Let me see. Let me check. So the way this works, and this is, like I said, this is getting like super nerdy right here, is we have this sheet right here,
Yep.
and I run a Google app script, and that app script scrapes Amazon to be able to find that photo, all the photos on my Amazon storefront, and it's supposed to create an additional line right here. Look, it did right
It
here.
did.
It actually made it through here,
Yep.
but for whatever reason, it hasn't gotten posted yet. And so in my automations, let me go. So I have this one right here, unless I didn't turn it on. Let me see, I got to find it. Amazon photos. No, it's on. So I can go into my executions and I can see like which ones worked and which ones didn't. Okay, this made it. Okay, so let's go there then. dadreviews.org. We're going to go into the Dad Reviews blog. Oh,
There
look,
it is. Hey.
a blog. Got a whole excerpt right here with a Genius link. We can click to read more. We've got a buy now button with a Genius link. All this text, which is great for YouTube SEO. And then, click to buy now. Thank y'all for watching and reading. Dad out, right? So using that one picture, it created this, and then on the back end of WordPress, it's supposed to take the picture and spread that out to all my social channels. I'm not too sure why that didn't happen. So it's something that I need to go look in. Maybe the plugin got disabled for whatever reason, but I just created 2 pieces of content with literally taking a picture.
Yep.
And so this got me thinking, we're going to go a little bit over here. I know we're already 6 minutes over. So like what you think a guy like me who's kind of figured out all this type of stuff already, and I'm trying to share it with you guys, like what's next? What can I do next? Like, right? Like what's the next step? And so I'm trying to think of things that I do on my phone or on my watch that can trigger something so that it will run through an automation that will create some kind of content with an affiliate link.
Wow.
So just to give you guys an example, I do a cold plunge almost every morning. I've got a machine that in my bathtub. It's called Home Plunge, if you care to check it out. I got an affiliate link, so let me know.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's an affiliate link somewhere.
Yeah. But I use an app called Brisk to be able to do that. And it creates these types of images right there. As we were thumbing through my Facebook, you might have seen that go out. And that's because look, there's a sponge. You see that? Hey, how'd that get there? It's not even a video. That's a picture. But like these home plunge, these Brisk images right here, I would like to take that and create an image of the machine that I use, since I have a code affiliate with them. Maybe have OpenAI create an image with me and the machine, and have some text up top with like the stats about the cold plunge that I did. And then from there, it would automatically go out. And how this would happen, one, I would just save the cold plunge on this app, or the app. I take my Apple Watch whenever I do my cold plunges. Whenever it goes down into the water, it records the depth of the water with the water temperature. And you can write that to Apple Health. Then through Apple automations, you can automate that Apple Health data going into a Google Sheet, which then you can then open up into an automation. And so it literally is, how creative can you get with the data that you already have? I'm trying to figure out a way to where whenever I hit play on a playlist and songs turn on, I can share that playlist on some platform, right? Amazon's got music.
Yeah.
If I downloaded a book from Kindle because I want to read the book, right? Like, is there a way that I can automate that? If you go for a run every day and you track it on your watch, whenever you click done, clicking end workout is a trigger that could trigger an automation to be able to create some kind of workflow for you. So it's literally like thinking about the things in your life. What's the product that's associated with it? And then how can you turn it into content that will create affiliate. I've got this water bottle right here that tracks my hydration in Apple Health every time you take a sip of the drink, right? It's got this little indicator to let you know how much you've drank for the day. And then it writes that to Apple Health. I could pull that and I could have an automation. Hey, Lane just drank some water.
That would be amazing.
It's literally like, once you take something analog and digitize it, where does it go to where you can pull from it to be able to move it to the next thing? So if y'all want prompts, like I said, prompts are on the sign up thing. If you go to dadreviews.org/automation, you guys can go and get those too. If I think of more, if I have more, if there's something that you need help with and you want to contact me about, I can see if I have something and I'll throw it into the list right there. Right now I'm just giving away. I don't really understand the process of like how to give away automation type stuff. I know that there's some kind of thing. That would probably might be something that I might upsell for like, $10 or something, or maybe create like a course around. I haven't quite figured that part out. I just, for right now, I wanted to give back to you guys as much as I could. And so that you guys kind of understand what it takes to be able to create all this, because it's not easy and it's a huge learning curve. And you just need to, you got to figure it out if you really want it that bad.
I think too, like one of the things that I love about AI right now is there's always a starting place, right? So like if you guys, if I'm thinking through what I'm going to do with this information, it usually takes YouTube, once we end a live, let's call it an hour to 2 hours to create the transcript, right? What I would probably do is take this transcript, drop it into Claude and say, I have never created an automation before. Help me parse this into what my next steps are, right? And ask Claude or Chat or whoever you're using all of the questions that you feel like are the dumb questions or the next steps. I spend a lot of time being like, tell me that again in a way that is easier to understand, or I'm a non-techie, like, and be like, okay, I'm not ready for N8N with a multi-point entry point, but what's something that I could do today? And then have Chat or Claude walk you through how to do it. And that is my favorite thing about AI. There's always a starting place. And so Lane has given us a really like sophisticated idea of where you can go. And also don't let that be like, where would I even start? Just go start with the chat and be like, break this down for me into pieces where I can get started, because automating your workflow just gives you more time to create videos and to create content. And that's where you're creating your income.
Right. And I would say too, with the using Claude and first of all, if you haven't set up repurpose.io for your live streams yet, for your live stream, Liz, just set it up on repurpose.io, because they can take it and they can distribute it out to all the different places for you.
Okay, what I do have, I have Opus Auto set up for anything on the YouTube channel for Fluencer Fruit. So this is another one, you guys. Opus Pro takes long form video and clips shorts. So for anything that I post onto the Fluencer Fruit YouTube channel, including office hours and these types of things, like as soon as this is completely processed by YouTube, it will trigger an automation in Opus Pro, which will clip shorts. Now, for a couple of my other side hustles, I just post the shorts as they are, because for Fluencer Fruit, for quality control and to make sure that it makes sense, Jess, who does marketing and admin for Fluencer Fruit, goes through and makes sure that it's clipped in a way that makes sense. And then she pushes that into shorts, which then repurposes over to TikTok.
Right.
Yep.
So, and to go to kind of dovetail onto taking the transcript from a video and processing it, what I recommend for you guys is, once this video is processed, find it on YouTube. I already showed you how to get the transcript. Grab the transcript, pop it into Claude or ChatGPT or whoever, and say, hey, I want to try and build something simple with this guy teaching me about automation. What can you help me do? What's something we can get done in the next hour?
Yes.
Like, give it very constrained things so that it's not overly techie.
And tell the chat or Claude, tell it what tech stack you are working with, right? So be like, I'm not using N8N, but I could, or I don't have vidIQ, or, those sorts of things, so that Claude knows where to start, and then be like, tell me which ones are non-negotiable, or can I, those sorts of things.
Or just say something like, I want to do it with the easiest tools, and it'll probably recommend Zapier, and that way it'll take you kind of through a Zapier workflow.
Yep.
Because I think that's how I got started. Again, they're expensive, but honestly, I think you can do so much on a free plan with them, or the cheaper plans, where it's just like one node to one node. So if you just wanted to go the Google Sheet to YouTube, you could probably do that. You just won't get like the breadth of a description and genius links and all that type of stuff with it, right? Unless you add it to your spreadsheet.
Yeah. And Zapier is very much a WYSIWYG editor. It's a what you see is what you get sort of deal. So it's like, start with what, and it's like, okay, you go and you click Google Sheets, and then it walks you through the workflow, like when a new line is created in Google Sheets, and then it, moves you to then what in what other program. And so it's a very, like, if you're getting started, Zapier is where I started. I actually haven't moved over to N8N yet, although I know I need to like dig into it. But you can kind of like get the feel for it within Zapier if you wanted like an easy to use place to start.
So one of the ways that I got into moving my Zapier stuff into N8N was, and this is super nerdy, is with OpenClaw. If you guys don't know what OpenClaw is, first of all, like, warning, there's a lot of security risks with this. You need to really understand it, but you can literally tell it, hey, I've got these workflows in Zapier. Here's the API for that. And here's my N8N API. Go and make those for me. And it'll automatically do it, which is powerful. Liz, if you don't mind, pop up my screen again. Do you still have access to that?
Absolutely, I do. I just want you to see, people would like for you to come back and join us again.
Absolutely. Look, I want to point out, there's our picture right there.
I made it. Yay!
You got some text here. You got your Genius link. You got the Amazon affiliate tag right there. And boom, there it is. So it's going out. It just took some time. Took a little longer than I expected.
That's so good.
Yep. So I just wanted to kind of give a finalization. And if y'all are wondering, like, where does all the picture stuff go? There's a plugin on WordPress called FS Poster that I use, and it basically takes your featured image and it shares it out on all the places. So it's a pretty cool little plugin that I found. It's something if you do a blog, then it's something you can use to kind of distribute out all your stuff.
That's so cool.
So,
well, Lane, thank you for joining us. This was so much fun. I learned a ton, and I am actually going to take our transcript when it finishes and dump it into Claude and be like, okay, I need to get started. Let's go.
Well, hopefully a lot of you guys get some benefit from it. I tried to put the link in the chat again, but for some reason, Fluencer Fruit is not letting me. But if anybody wants to throw dadreviews.org/automation, I'm sure y'all hopefully have gone there by now. There you go. And you guys can go and get that. But the first things that I'd tell you guys, like your homework for today, one, understand the data that you're getting from Fluencer Fruit. That is powerful if you're going to set up an automation. But two, go get Oink if you haven't gotten Oink yet, and set up the timers and upload manually to YouTube, and understand like how that auto translation works, because that's powerful if you're using Genius links. And I didn't even touch on this, but once you get to a certain subscriber threshold, you can have YouTube Shopping affiliate, and they will auto tag your products on your videos for you with their shopping partners. So it's just another additional revenue stream that's, again, automated just by you uploading a video. You can go in and manually do it if you want to make sure it's correct, but I just do the auto thing. So
that's so good.
That's your little, like, after the goodbye little tip right there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, you have your homework. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, Thursday the 12th at 11 a.m. Central Time. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks, Lane, again for joining us.
You're welcome. I appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out.